Today, I'm driving my electric home into uncharted territories, all alone.
Baja, the north part, is not as safe, that I should really be heading south.
The Pan American Highway, the world's longest continuous highway, starting all the way north in Alaska, continuing all the way to the end of the world in Ushuaia, Argentina. Over 20,000 miles. 6 months ago, we reached the Arctic Ocean, the starting point. And how do I plan remote trips like these? And how do I adapt when things don't go my way?
I made every mistake you can make just driving across the border within the first 10 minutes.
And well, this is my story.
I have so many emotions bubbling up right now. It's been about 6 months ago that I went to the Arctic Ocean, and that's where essentially my idea came from. I met some cyclists who were riding their bicycles all the way from Tuktoyaktuk all the way down to Argentina. And I was like, if they can do it, why can't I do it? If you're new here, hi, my name is Sandro. I live full-time out of this, aka Beluga. The last 2 years, I've kind of roamed everywhere. And today, we're heading into Mexico. And of course, I'm gonna address the elephant in the room, Beluga, how I'm charging, what charging equipment do I have with me, and the solar setup. I'll talk about that a little bit later today, how I'm optimizing to make this trip happen. But first thing first, let's go clean that, because it's been dusty here in Calexico. There we go. You know how some people walk their dogs in the morning? Well, I clean my solar modules in the morning. The idea behind these solar modules is when I do these remote road trips like Alaska, which I've been to a few times now, the Arctic Ocean, I had an issue. It wasn't necessarily range actually, it was the fact that whenever I was doing these extensive road trips, I had to unplug everything in my car. So the 12-volt DC outlet in the back, I couldn't use anymore. So my EcoFlow wouldn't charge, which powers all my electronics. My fridge would completely deplete and all my food would rot. And my Starlink, which is my communication device, I wasn't able to use because I had nowhere to power it because I wanted to save as much battery. And I had initially a 100-watt panel with me, but that was flimsy. It would blow away whenever it got windy. So I was like, okay, what if I put solar modules on my hood while I'm driving? It can charge the EcoFlow, it can keep it topped off. And with the latest software update too, whenever you leave the car, everything turns off. So whatever is in the outlets is useless. So that doesn't help when you live in your car, right? Now we have 98% battery and we have about 504 kilometers worth of range. And I think I have about 520 when it's 100%. But I think this is just enough where I feel comfortable making this first part of the expedition. So I usually say, well, here goes nothing. There's Mexico. I'll see you guys in a few minutes. I'm not gonna film this, I'm just so nervous. I made every mistake you can make just driving across the border within the first 10 minutes. First thing I did is I ended up driving through the security checkpoint. Nobody checked me. They waved me on. I said hi. And then I forgot. I was like, wait, I didn't buy my tourist card, which is what you need, right, to come into Mexico because I have a Dutch passport. I'm a foreigner. I was like, they told me to buy it at the border and I passed it. So I was not going to drive all the way back into the United States and come back to Mexico. I ended up stopping to a police officer. Thank you so much for helping me. He gave me some GPS coordinates of where to go back to so I can get my tourist card, which is what you really need. It grants you up to 6 months in Mexico there's still like a green zone where if you're here for 7 days or less, you don't need to get a tourist card. But because it was so easy to get through, I was so unsure like if I had to stop or not. And I even drove in the wrong direction, of course.
Many overlanders had advised me that some of the most problematic areas are near the border. So I drove as far south as I could, which was a little bit more complicated than I thought it was going to be.
So the first military checkpoint is just ahead. Nervous, to frankly put it, but nothing to hide. Just got my avocados and just trying to make it to San Felipe. Hola, buenas. Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Bien, bien. ¿A dónde se dirige?
De Oregon.
De Oregon.
Sí.
Where are you going today?
A La Paz.
La Paz.
Sí.
Uf, La Paz. ¿Tiene mucho camino todavía?
Sí, yo sé,
Unas
pero
18 horas.
me voy
¿A descansar?
a descansar en San Felipe por 2 días.
Oh, ok.
Sí.
Ah, perfecto.
Sí.
Enjoy San Felipe.
Sí, gracias.
Thank you.
Not needed apparently, so that's good. Yeah, I had to put the camera away. Like I just get so nervous when I'm talking to officials, so I just put it to the side. So good news, we've made it, and we actually drove more optimal than what the car initially predicted, right? With the hypermiling essentially. So let's see if we can get checked in, because we are pretty early. It's about 11 o'clock right now, and I wanted a lot of wiggle room in case what has happened this morning with my visa. Should have known better, should have read up better. But that's really the art of winging it. That's really what I think it is, and you just kind of adapt as you go. But we do have a reservation, and they have 30 and 50 amp hookups, so that's my first stop. Welcome to San Felipe. This is gonna be my home. So you're probably wondering, wait, you're not charging your car? I don't have to actually for today. Let me show you what I mean with that, because it's interesting. I ended up driving super conservative, very efficient. So this trip, if I go to trips here, I used a total of 224 kilometers worth of range, and we're at 255. 254. I'll put up the calculation right here. So we lost about this much during our trip, and this is what we left with. Cool, right? So my watts per kilometer was actually very efficient. Let me actually change that as well. So go to miles, go to trips. There you go. So about 306 watts per mile. We used less than what consumption was expected, 25 miles less. Climate, 6 miles. We did use, I think the electronics inside cost me about 7 miles, but it's nice, right? It just shows that when I am in remote locations like this, I can make it. It's a little bit more conservative, and the road is a lot better than driving to the Arctic Ocean. I think that is like really the hardest road I ever driven, ever.
Okay.
Hola. ¿Te acuerdas de mí? Sí. Aquí, mira. Aquí. Repito. Aquí, agua. So cute. So cute. This really makes me want to get a dog. He's so pretty. Wanna say hi? Attack. Yeah. Dude, like, aren't these the cutest little puppies? Oh. Oh, brother. Did you just poop? Yeah, you did. Now you're gonna clean it up? Yeah, that's yours. Also, welcome to my office. Essentially, I legit just live out of my car, if it wasn't that obvious. But let me actually find that cable. There we go. It's so nice to have everything in one place. Figure out what route I want to take next down south, because I have heard from multiple people that Baja, the north part, is not as safe, that I should really be heading south. So I'm trying to plan my route for the next few days. Also, I promised my mom that every night that I would send her a text at around 5 p.m. just giving her an update. She can already track the car in the app, but give her an update like, hey, this is what went on today, everything went well. Today was a little bit rocky with when I first crossed the border. Yeah, going back in line and getting my visa, my tourist card. So don't make that mistake, stop at the border. But I'm just letting my mom know, I think it's important to have loved ones know what you're up to. This is my shower tonight. What a day.
The road can be tough on your body, and now that I don't have a Planet Fitness subscription anymore, I still made the promise to myself to travel slow and do the small things right. Morning yoga and some breath work. It was very much needed.
And yes, let's address the elephant in the room. Let's go to the campground and let's charge Beluga, see if everything works, because you never know, there could be a grounding issue, hopefully not. And I'll show you all the charging equipment that I have with me that I will be carrying with me for the rest of the Pan American. And officially, this is not the real Pan American route. The Pan American goes through central Mexico, the mainland, but I decided to deviate just a little bit, go into Baja, see some whales later on. So there's plenty of things that I want to see. So let's, it's only possible if we can get Beluga to church today. Okay, so this was the charging bundle that I bought from Tesla itself. It has a NEMA 1450, a NEMA 1430, 1030, 1430 is here, a bunch of other outlets as well. It's pretty much anything that I might encounter. It's all in this charging bundle, which should just be that case for that. And then I have a 50-foot extension for 1450. So this goes with this plug right here. So I could run a 50-foot extension in case I'm in a situation where there is an outlet nearby, but somebody has like a kitchen or a dryer, and I can run that to charge my car as well. And then I have, and then I have this, a regular 110 volt outlet. So again, an extension piece. This is, I think, 20 meters, not the longest, but ideal. I've used it a few times, but it's awesome. Yes, and then that's it. But I think really the most important thing that you need to have is a TT30, because a lot of RV sites, they have 30 amp hookups and 50 amps. 50 amps are a little bit harder to find sometimes. 30 amps, that's really what it is. So it's interesting that Tesla does not sell this officially. You have to buy this off Amazon. This adapter, when I went to Alaska, I didn't have it, so that was an issue for me through the dead zone. But this is something that you need to work today, the TT30. Oh, whoa, it's bent. There we go. And it's green. Okay, so let's see. Great success. So this is a 30 amp circuit, so I'm getting 24 amps right now. So this will take about 13 hours to charge, but I'm gonna go 200 tomorrow. I have to. And it's charging at about 12 kilometers per hour right now. So this is about the same that I got in Univik a long time ago. I'm just so grateful that we have juice. But there's one more thing that I want to do. Thanks for being here, and drive safe out there. And did you know that Earth had a flag? Neither did I. Bye.